Honorable External Affairs Minister Srimati Sushma Swaraj, Excellencies from the various resident diplomatic missions in India, Secretary Economic Relations, Ministry of External Affairs, Shri T.S. Tirumurti, Chief Patron and Founder, Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, Shri D.R. Mehta and Ambassador Satish Mehta, Additional Secretary and Coordinator, Standing Committee for Gandhi at 150 Celebrations MEA, Shri Gitesh Sarma, Additional Secretary MEA, Development Partnership Administration, Shri Dinkar Asthana, our friends in the media, senior officers of MEA, members of the Diplomatic Corps in New Delhi, colleagues from other ministries of the Government of India, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and a very warm welcome. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all today for the formal launch ceremony for India for Humanity as part of the celebrations of the 150th birth anniversary of the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, or as we like to call him, Bapu. One of the most enduring legacies of Mahatma Gandhi's life and work is his devotion to the service for humanity. And it is in the spirit of service for humanity that the unique initiative, India for Humanity, is being launched today by Honorable Minister of External Affairs. The Ministry of External Affairs is organizing artificial limb fitment camps in various countries in partnership with the Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti. Without further ado, I would like to invite Secretary Economic Relations of the Ministry of External Affairs, Shri Tirumurti, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Srimati Sushma Swaraj, Shri D.R. Mehta, Ambassador Satish Mehta, Excellencies, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege to welcome you all to the launch of India for Humanity in the context of the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. I also take this opportunity to welcome Padma Bhushan, Shri D.R. Mehta, whom my ministry is proud to partner in this noble quest. We are particularly grateful that the External Affairs Minister is here to launch India for Humanity. Since it has been her singular passion to ensure that our ministry reaches out and strengthens our people-to-people relations with all countries around the world. She has been the strongest advocate of reaching out to the common man, to the disadvantaged, and to those who don't easily have access for help, and focus the energies of our ministry towards that end. This initiative, India for Humanity, is one such initiative of hers, designed to touch the lives of people all around the world. Our ministry proposes to take this year-long initiative to all parts of the world and support the fitment of artificial limbs, the famous Jaipur foot. We will initially hold camps in 12 countries. Shri D.R. Mehta and BMVSS will be our partner in this journey of service and love. India for Humanity is yet another reminder that when it comes to partnership between countries, there are certain things which can never be measured in monetary terms. The life of Mahatma Gandhi has given us the inspiration to undertake this journey. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, if humanity is to progress, Gandhi is inescapable. He lived, thought, and acted, inspired by the vision of humanity, evolving towards a world of peace and harmony. We may ignore him at our own risk. Friends, I would like to request your full cooperation in making this initiative a success. Your very presence here is a sign of your interest and your belief in the power of service and compassion to overcome distance and disabilities. I thank you all once again for coming for this unique event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite Shri D.R. Mehta, Chief Patron and Founder, Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, who has also been awarded the Padma Bhushan Award by the Government of India in 2008 for his humanitarian work, to kindly address us. There will also be a short presentation on Jaipur Foot by Ambassador Satish Mehta.
Honorable Sushma Swaraj ji, External Affairs Minister, Ambassador Tirumurti ji, Ambassador Gitesh Sharma ji, Ambassador Dinesh Asthana ji, senior officials of MEA, distinguished guests. Our Jaipur Foot Organization, Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, or BMVSS for short, I and my colleagues are profoundly grateful to Honorable Sushma Swaraj ji and MEA for giving us this great opportunity. The world is full of helpless persons who have lost their limbs because of landmines, accidents, diseases, or congenital problems. Alas, they've lost their livelihood also. Equally unfortunately, they are now shorn of their dignity. They thus suffer not from one, but three disabilities. On the other hand, the facilities for providing artificial limbs in the world are limited. What is worse, mostly they are too expensive and beyond the means of such suffering amputees. Their pitiable plight prolongs. This is a tragic story all over the world. Jaipur Foot provides an excellent and inexpensive solution to this serious problem all over the world. Jaipur Foot is a special prosthetic device initially developed in the famous SMS Medical College, Jaipur in 1968 to rehabilitate amputees. BMVSS was set up in 1975 as a not-for-profit organization to provide Jaipur Foot free of cost to all amputees. Indeed, for the last 43 years, Jaipur Foot and BMVSS are synonyms. What is Jaipur Foot? Jaipur Foot enables a below-knee amputee to walk, squat, run, swim, climb a hill, do farming, ride a bicycle, drive a car, etc. The bow-knee amputee with this limb can also perform many of these functions. It is the most versatile limb in the world. Jaipur Foot makes the persons with disability normal again. The amputees come truncated and become whole again. They regain their mobility and dignity as well. After getting artificial limbs, they go back to their fields, factories or shops and become a part of economic mainstream. Indeed, apart from physical rehabilitation, the element of economic rehabilitation is also inherent in this technology. They regain their social status too. About the technical efficacy, in 1995, the study of Royal Liverpool University Hospital, UK, concluded that the performance of Jaipur Foot was very close to natural and normal foot. Though this is custom-made, Jaipur Foot is also a rapid limb fitment. It can be fitted normally in one day as against several weeks or months required in other systems. Another great advantage with Jaipur Foot is that it is an epitome of frugal, or as may be aptly described, the great Indian scientist described this as Gandhian engineering, that is doing maximum with minimum. Some limbs comparable to Jaipur Foot in the world may even cost US dollars 15,000. I repeat, 15,000 US dollars. Jaipur foot is the most affordable limb in the world. We, of course, give it for free. People ask us, how despite our quality, our cost is so low? This is a question asked to me repeatedly. Recently, that is on 15th of May 2018, when we had an exclusive seminar on Jaipur Foot, same question was asked to me. How is that your cost so low? My reply was, ask those who are charging $15,000 as to how their cost is so high. Like Jaipur Foot, BMBSS, our organization too is frugal, with its administrative cost being only 3%. Normally it varies between 50 to 60% in case of many organizations. All its office bearers are volunteers. BMBSS has rehabilitated over 1.71 million disabled by providing artificial limbs and other aids and appliances. For decades, BMBSS remains the world's, kindly don't misunderstand me, I'm stating a fact, world's largest organization for the rehabilitation of the disabled. The person getting artificial limbs from BMBSS number more than 600,000 limbs alone. By now, in a single year, BMBSS serves more than 80,000 people of all types, limbs, calipers, all put together. Persons with disability, indeed, maximum number of beneficiaries fitted limbs elsewhere by a single organization in the world, if my information is correct, does not go beyond even 1,000 a year. This is the extent of volume. BMBSS is an international organization. It is borderless. It serves the world. BMBSS held 69 on-the-spot Jaipur Foot limb camps in over 30 countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America, as also in Pacific Islands. In some of these countries, such camps were followed by setting up permanent centers. Thus, we have created permanent limb-making capacity in those countries. Ministry of External Affairs is generously supporting BMBSS, just as Mr. Tirumurti mentioned. They are helping us to hold camps outside India. Hopefully, in the current year, we would hold many such camps. We are extremely grateful to Honorable Sushma Swaraj ji, the Ministry of External Affairs, for their generosity, humanity, and also for their trust in us. BMBSS also tries to marry service with science. Over time, Jaipur Foot has undergone several improvements under the aegis of BMBSS. The latest is the development of knee joint needed for a above knee patient. Stanford University, USA, one of the major technological institutions in the world, working with BMBSS under an MOU, developed Jaipur knee, which a widely respected international magazine hailed as one of the 50 best inventions for the year 2009. Our quest for improvement continues, and in this, our collaborators include the iconic Indian Institutes of Technologies, Stanford University, MIT University, to name a few. There are many more. Apart from humanitarian principle of Mahavir, the apostle of Ahimsa, Mahatma Gandhi, and Dr. Albert Schweitzer inspired us. Mahatma Gandhi's teachings had a tremendous impact on us, and that was one of the reasons why I set up this organization. Dr. Albert Schweitzer enjoined us to join the fraternity of those who bear the mark of pain. I must have repeated this at least 1,000 times. BMBSS is a non-religious, non-sectarian, and non-political organization. Serving humanity is our motto. Once again, I express my deep gratitude to Honorable Sushma Swaraj ji and Ministry of External Affairs. This is a program to highlight the conversion of sorrow into smiles all over the world. Thank you.
Honorable Minister Sushma Swaraj ji, distinguished guests on the dais with me, Excellencies and colleagues from Ministry of External Affairs. After what Mr. D.R. Mehta has said, not much needs to be said about BMVSS or Jaipur Foot. So I'll just give you a little audiovisual presentation on our work and answering only one question and making one proposition. The question is, and which often comes to us and to which he had addressed, the question is how good the Jaipur Foot is. So let me start with that. So I'll just show you the products that we have. The Jaipur Foot is right at the left. This is what you make in Jaipur. This actually gives, as you would see, just looks like a normal leg. And so the person who uses it feels very normal. Next is the long thing. This is what, when we make the limbs abroad in the temporary camps that we set up, everything else except the foot is made there. Each is custom made. And each of these foots, actually we do it in a day, except in some very complicated cases where it may take maybe 2 days or at best 3 days. Can you just, iska highlight to kaun sa? Okay, thank you. So this is the Stanford knee. This was rated as the best invention of 2009 by Time magazine, among the 50 best inventions. So this is the kind of quality and products that we use. This is Time's recognition of Jaipur Foot and the Stanford knee. Now let me show you. This is Danny, and this is a person who actually came to us in Jaipur. He came on crutches. This is a custom-made limb for him, made in 1 day. Danny actually can run a kilometer in 4 minutes, Jaipur Foot. He can climb a tree. He rides a bicycle. This is Natwarlal. He lost both his limbs when he came to us. Now he walks out again in 24 hours with us on Jaipur Foot. Here is Ankur, who lost his limbs, is skating. This is Vinod Rawat. He actually has done 13 half marathons in Mumbai, and as we talk, he's doing the Himalayan motorcycle rally. You can see him on motorcycle also. He's doing Himalayan motorcycle rally, which is 2,600 kilometers on Jaipur Foot. This is our brand ambassador, the very famous actor and dancer, Sudha Chandran, who performs very intricate Bharatanatyam dance form with the use of Jaipur Foot. It's actually incredible. If you see her dancing, you can't actually see that she doesn't have limbs. With no other limb, you can go to a temple or go to a mosque because we have to go without footwear. And Jaipur Foot permits you to walk both with shoes and without shoes. And you can't perform this with any other limb except Jaipur Foot because this has this flexibility at the ankle level. So the challenge for us was pain and grief has no geographical boundaries, nor does it respect race, religion, caste. It could happen to anyone. Grief comes to people, pain comes to people, regardless of borders. And if that being the case, we thought it would be our duty to help people no matter where they are. So we started our external forays in 1986 with the first camp in Philippines. Since then, we have done 70 camps in 30 countries in Asia, Africa, Latin America, and Pacific Islands. We have helped over 27,000 people with Jaipur foot across boundaries. We have held over 10 camps in Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Senegal, Myanmar, and Vietnam with MES financial support. And I'll be remiss if I didn't mention remarkable work which Ambassador Tirumurti had done when he was Joint Secretary, BSM Division, organizing 2 very important camps in Wabunia and in Jaffna. Actually, in Wabunia, we worked out of a 40-foot container. And in Jaffna, we did in 30 days 1,200 limbs. Now imagine an organization putting limbs in a day, doing 30, 40 limbs a day. That's what we were working. And we did it, actually. These are the countries, 12 countries in Asia, 13 in Africa, 4 in Latin America, and in Pacific Islands, that is in Fiji. These are the places where we have gone out to serve. Imprint of Jaipur foot camps abroad. Let me just give you some glimpses. This is in Iraq. This young boy who lost a limb is now running. This again is in Iraq. 2 boys with different kind of limbs walking. This is the Honorable Prime Minister of India at our Manila Center, which was last year. And you can see him mingling with the amputees. This is the First Lady of Vietnam with this young boy, Minh Hue, who had lost both legs when he was 2 years old, and he had never walked. He walked in 1 day, and actually was running in 1 day. This is, you can see after the ceremony was over, the inaugural ceremony was over, he was running. This is Hugh playing with football. This is, of course, our Honorable Sushma Swaraj, Minister of External Affairs in Vietnam, where she helped this. She actually personally put this limb on the young girl, and she walked with her. I must narrate this story to you. This is Mozambique's Florencia. She lost her limb in a landmine, which were very much prevalent in Mozambique then. Now they are, of course, free of landmines. And she lost a limb. She lived in the outlying areas. 2 people, John Mullen of US and English pastor Douglas Bowman, heard about her. And this is truly a multinational cooperation taking place to give relief. They contacted us. Florencia came to Jaipur. In 2 days, she was walking. And right now, what you see is in our modern gate lab. This lab that we have in Jaipur is as good as anywhere else in the world. The equipment that we have is the equipment that NASA uses. And there are, I think, only 2 other labs in India which would be comparable to this laboratory. But more about Florencia. This is a riveting story. And she came back to us. She learned how to put artificial limbs. And now she's back in Mozambique helping other amputees. A remarkable book has been written on this story. This is called Florencia, The Accidental Story. This is the book. It was launched in UN when UN did our international conference on us, purely on Jaipur foot, 50 years of Jaipur foot. It was done on 15th May 2018 in UN, and this book was launched there. This book is being launched in India at the very famous Jaipur Literature Festival in 2019, January. And the title, this is at an event, not just a book launch, and it's called, For Goodness' Sake, Loving, Giving. And that's the title of the session during which this book will be launched. This is all a day's work in Myanmar in July, August. Actually, we've done about, in some cases, we've done 20 limbs a day with a team of 6 technicians who normally often end up working 12 to 14 hours a day. All this was done in 1 day. And you can see different kinds of limbs, above knee, below knee, etc. I must narrate this story to you because I was a part of that story. Kenai of Myanmar was born without hands and legs. So he did not have both hands and did not have both legs. Today he's 16 years old. He came to our camp, and you can see him being fitted with limbs and with hand. Exactly 24 hours thereafter. The smile on his face. Here he is, shaking hands. We also gave him artificial hand. Shaking hands. And here is shaking hands, the second photograph, with another young lady who did not have a hand and to whom also we had given a hand. And this, I think, is heart-rending, absolutely. Our camps led to a lot of interest, which led to establishment of centers. We have 5 centers in Afghanistan, Colombia, Mauritius, Pakistan, and the Philippines. We are at your service. We'll be happy to organize camps, ideally for about 500 patients. We request you to identify the patients, arrange space and other logistical facilities. We'll be ready to train local technicians at our headquarters in Jaipur, and we stand ready to help establishing local centers. This is a snapshot of the conference in UN titled 50 Years of Jaipur Foot Lessons Learned. We had half a dozen ambassadors speaking there who had their own experiences or whose countries had experiences of organizing Jaipur foot camps. Last but not the least, I'm really grateful to Honorable Minister Sushma Swaraj for being so kind to us, for being so generous to us in organizing this event and in bringing us with you to help take India's message of service to humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the address and the presentation. Next, I invite Shri Gitesh Sarma, Additional Secretary and Coordinator, Standing Committee for Gandhi at 150 Celebrations, Ministry of External Affairs, for his address.
Honorable External Affairs Minister, Srimati Sushma Swaraj ji, Chief Patron of Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, Shri D.R. Mehta, Ambassador Satish Mehta, Secretary E.R. T.S. Tirumurti, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today for the launch of India for Humanity. Indeed, this is a very special time for each one of us. We are engaged in celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. This is also the 125th anniversary of the Peter-Maritzburg incident in which Mahatma Gandhi was thrown out of a train. Prime Minister Modi said, this incident led to the transformation of an ordinary man to Mahatma, or great soul. This transformation also sowed the seeds of a global movement for liberty, equality, and justice. Through his life and teachings, Mahatma Gandhi also became an enduring bond between India and Africa. Excellencies, we are also celebrating the 100th birth anniversary year of Nelson Mandela, the great son of Africa, a leader revered throughout the world, including India, for his extraordinary courage and compassion, a leader who found inspiration in the teachings and life of Mahatma Gandhi. Excellencies, the greatest leaders are those whose relevance only increases with time. Mahatma Gandhi is a global icon for non-violence and peace. In 2007, the United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution declaring 2nd October as the International Day of Non-Violence. But Mahatma Gandhi's life and teachings guide us also in other ways as the world looks to deal with such issues as environment degradation, climate change, and wasteful exploitation of resources. The spirit of save our service to humanity is integral to Gandhian thinking and considered an essential part of social living. Against this backdrop, Excellencies, under the guidance of our very respected External Affairs Minister, MEA has drawn up an extensive plan of celebrations of the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, involving the Ministry and Indian missions abroad. Some of these activities also involve joint activities with other ministries, departments, and agencies. Excellencies, the year-long celebrations began in a way on 2nd October 2018 as we celebrated Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, giving momentum to various activities with Honorable Prime Minister launching the video of Vaishnav Janato sung by prominent singers from across the globe. On the same day, Honorable Prime Minister also released a set of commemorative postage stamps brought out by Department of Posts. Indian missions across the globe organized their respective events to present these commemorative stamps. Department of Posts is additionally working with counterpart postal departments towards issuance of Gandhi commemorative stamps by all countries. Excellencies, we look forward to working with your countries in this regard. And again, on 2nd October 2018, our missions in 18 countries organized digital projection of Gandhi photos, moving pictures on iconic buildings, while scores of other missions, Indian missions, arranged the projection on Chancery facade and auditoria. There have also been other activities which have been initiated with the aim of involving in the celebrations people from every country and particularly from the younger generation. An online quiz on Mahatma Gandhi has already been initiated by our missions abroad. In Satya Varta, people from different countries are being provided an opportunity to briefly speak on YouTube on Mahatma Gandhi. There is ongoing work to bring out a Gandhi anthology on the basis of written contributions by prominent persons from across the world. Several more activities will be organized over a one-year period on the basis of the momentum generated in this way. These include such items as vegetarian food festivals, cycling event on 3rd June 2019, which is the World Cycling Day, planting of trees on 5th June 2019, which is the World Environment Day, and other activities as promotion of Khadi and outreach to schools and producing digital versions of Gandhi writings. Excellencies, we are working on organizing an international conference on Mahatma Gandhi at United Nations in New York on 2nd October 2019. This conference will be the high point of the year-long celebrations. We are confident that participations and deliberations in this event will be of a very high order. Excellencies, we are very happy that India for Humanity, which today we are all part of this event, is also included in the Gandhi at 150 celebrations plan. It is an important part of our action plan because it draws from Gandhi's staunch belief in compassion for fellow human beings, irrespective of nationality and other barriers, focusing on alleviation of difficulty and misery of mankind. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let us work together to spread Mahatma Gandhi's message of non-violence, peace, compassion, simple living, and sustainable development in order to create a better world for the generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Honorable External Affairs Minister Srimati Sushma Swaraj to kindly address the gathering and launch the India for Humanity initiative.
Namaskar and a very good morning. Padma Bhushan Shri D.R. Mehta, the Chief Patron and founder of Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, Ambassador Satish Mehta, Secretary Tirumurti, Additional Secretary Geetesh Sharma, Additional Secretary Dinkar Asthana, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, friends from media, distinguished guests, my brothers and sisters. I am delighted to participate in the official launch ceremony of India for Humanity on the occasion of the 150th birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Today, the Ministry of External Affairs, in partnership with Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, better known by its trademark Jaipur Foot, launches this year-long initiative to reach those around the world and transform their lives. It was the great Indian philosopher and thinker, Swami Vivekananda, who said, and I quote, "The land where humanity has attained its highest towards gentleness, towards generosity, towards purity, towards calmness, it is India," unquote. It is therefore no surprise that such a wonderful initiative as this should emanate from India, but is focused on all humanity. We are all aware of the yeoman service to humanity being rendered by Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti. I may add that it is the largest organization in the world for the fitment of artificial limbs, and more so, it provides its services completely free of charge. Its iconic Jaipur Foot costs a fraction of what similar products cost produced by leading multinationals making artificial limbs, and is also much lighter than all others. In fact, the United Nations organized a special conference and an exhibition to commemorate 50 years of Jaipur Foot at its headquarters in New York last May. I take this opportunity to laud Shri D.R. Mehta for his uniting efforts and untiring efforts, his unbounded passion, and his single-minded determination to reach this valuable gift to all parts of the globe. We will partner him in his quest. Excellencies, I myself inaugurated one of the camps recently in Vietnam, and the greatest gift I received was the sheer happiness visible on the face of the child, who suddenly realized that she could walk. Friends, among the 7 sins published by Mahatma Gandhi in his weekly Young India in 1925, one of the sins was science without humanity. And here, Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti has proved to the world that when science is combined with humanity, you can produce something truly compassionate, which will transform the lives of the ordinary human being in any part of the world. Mahatma Gandhi's life is an inspiration for all. He led the world in its struggle for freedom from colonization, slavery, poverty, discrimination, and above all, from human failings. Mahatma Gandhi's values of humanism were themselves inspired by the spiritual ethos of ancient India, emanating from the deep wisdom of our scriptures as well as other great teachings. It was Mahatma Gandhi who said, and I quote, "I am endeavoring to see God through service of humanity, for I know that God is neither in heaven nor down below, but in everyone." It was this service of humanity that dominated his life and motivated him to take up different causes in his life, political freedom of India being only one of them. This message was also evident in his favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Janato Tene Kahiye Jo Peed Parai Jane Re, which broadly means a virtuous man is one who understands the pain of others. With the launch of India for Humanity, we seek to celebrate the humanist values espoused by him: compassion and inclusiveness of every human being in society and service of mankind. As he said, and I quote, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Friends, foreign policy is not merely about fostering better relations between countries. It is also about sharing what we have with others. It is about reaching out to people in other countries to see whether we can make a difference to their lives. It is about empowering our people's lives. It is about coming together to collectively find solutions to problems that plague our world. It is important not to forget that behind every policy we make, behind every step we take, and behind every initiative we launch, there is a human being at the end who will and should stand to benefit. Since our government took charge, we have tried to inject into area a sense of caring, personal touch, and compassion in our foreign policy by reaching out to stakeholders, both in India and abroad, especially those who may have otherwise had difficulty to get themselves heard and their needs addressed. Be it an Indian woman deserted by her spouse abroad, or a foreigner urgently needing a visa to get medical treatment in India, or an Indian citizen who has suddenly realized that his passport has to be renewed immediately. My ministry has spared no efforts in the evacuation of Indian citizens from crisis spots, and in this, we did not limit ourselves to just Indian nationals, but extended our hands to help people of all nationalities. It is in this spirit that we launched this wonderful initiative, India for Humanity. This initiative will touch the lives of thousands of people who are in need of such assistance and will span over 1 year, covering several countries. These camps will be initially held in 12 countries identified through our missions with financial support of Government of India. The larger aim is to provide for the physical, economic and social rehabilitation of the differently abled around the world by helping them regain their mobility and dignity to become self-respecting and productive members of the society. We stand upon extending the initiative to more countries. As Nelson Mandela said, and I quote, "Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learnt how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future," unquote. India for Humanity will provide that hope for the future. My brothers and sisters, I invite you and your respective countries to participate in this program and make it a success. Let us spread the message of Mahatma Gandhi through this partnership. Let us strive to make this world more inclusive for those who are less fortunate. Let us fight misery and dependency through this small step for humanity. Let us empower our brethren, not for charity, but to give them strength and hope to stand on their own feet and earn a life of dignity with their own hands. I would like to thank everyone present here for your support and encouragement for the initiatives of the Government of India and Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, and to pay tribute to the memory of the Mahatma. Undoubtedly, the future of our planet depends on mutual understanding and cooperation for world peace and development. On this occasion of the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, what can be a more befitting tribute to the visionary leader, whose life itself is a message in peace, humanity, and compassion? I would like to end with what the great Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore said once: "I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy." Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for those inspiring words. We will now play a short video on the launch of the India for Humanity initiative.
I am happy that the Jaipur Foot Camp has completed its task of providing the limb fitments in 2 Vietnamese provinces, benefiting hundreds of Vietnamese citizens and helping them to stand tall and lead fulfilling and dignified lives.
9-year-old kid Carlo Miguel Silvano. Carlo is one of thousands of Filipinos fitted with the famous Jaipur foot.
Artur, a 16-year-old single mother, was out collecting firewood, stepped on a landmine and lost her leg. A prosthetic leg in Mozambique would cost between $12,000 to $15,000. We found Jaipur Foot and Dr. Mehta, its chief patron, on Google. He invited us to bring Florencia to Jaipur Foot in India to be fitted for a leg and to be accommodated for 3 days. He then announced to us that it would be free.
In 2014, Jaipur Foot Project, which represents an excellent template for South-South and South-North cooperation, was launched in Mauritius to service the countries in the region.
What was important in this collaborative effort was the organizing of a series of workshops, training programs by the Jaipur Food program, which trained the local personnel.
Finally, I would like to invite Shri Dinkar Asthana, Additional Secretary MEA, to propose the vote of thanks.
Honorable Minister for External Affairs, Srimati Sushma Swaraj ji, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to propose the formal vote of thanks on this august occasion. Foremost, Madam Minister, we are honored and privileged to have your wholehearted support for this initiative. Madam, it is your vision and idea that we are implementing through this initiative. I am sure that with your vision, inspiration, and support, we will be able to make India for Humanity a worthy tribute to the Mahatma on this occasion of his 150th anniversary. On behalf of MEA, I also want to put on record our gratitude to Chief Patron of Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, Shri Dr. Mehta ji, for partnering with us in implementing India for Humanity. I thank Shri Dr. Mehta for his very informative address, enlightening us on BMVSS's outstanding service to humanity over the decades. I also thank his colleague, Ambassador Satish Mehta, with whom I have had a long professional association, for the lucid presentation on BMVSS, as well as other members of Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti among us here. Excellencies and other members of the diplomatic corps, I must also convey our deep sense of appreciation for accepting our invitation at short notice and taking out the time to be present here to express your solidarity with India for Humanity. I also take this opportunity to thank our colleagues from the print and visual media who have enthusiastically turned up for covering this launch ceremony. In this age of information and awareness, media does play a very vital role in making an initiative truly successful. I would also like to thank Ms. Arushi Sharma and her company, the TDS Corporation, for putting together the video that you have just seen at short notice. Besides, I also thank my colleagues from my division and ministry, especially Shri Gitesh Sharma, Additional Secretary, and colleagues from other ministries. Once again, we thank you for your kind presence. Thank you.
Excellencies, Excellencies and friends, kindly hold on for just a few more minutes. The Honorable Minister of External Affairs has requested us to play a video on Gandhiji's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Janatu, sung by singers from all over the world. And this is in fact a very unique project which she has personally been an inspiration for and has also overseen the production of. So if you kindly bear with us for one more minute, we would like to play this extraordinary video which we had done, compiled from all over the world. Just
वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए जे पीर पराई सकल लोक मान सहने वंदे सकल लोक मान सहने वंदे निंदा ना करे के नीरे निंदा न करे के नीरे वाच काच मना वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई ubakare kare goye manhavi manane re सकड़ लोकमा सहुणे वंदे निंदा न करे के नीरे जीवा थकिय सत्य न बोले भर धन नव ज्वले हाथ रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे मोहमाया प्यापी नहीं जेने सकला तीरता तेरा तारा मारे
वैष्णव जन्नतो तेरी कही जे पीर पराही जानी रे पर तुमका उपकार करता है मानवी माननान रे
वनलो बिने kapatera hitse kamakrara divarare
भाणे नरसायोठेनो दर्शन करता खुड़ाई को तेरे थार्या रे
वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहीं जे तेरी बड़ाई
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us today for this very special event. I now invite you all to please join us in the foyer for high tea.